Hello everyone and welcome back to another top 5 video. Today we're gonna look at one of the more interesting parts, a what do we want list really. It's a top 5 list with the most interesting, well from my perspective at least, most interesting top 5 Ultimate Collector Series LEGO sets that I personally really want LEGO to make. So let's just jump right into it. At number 5, I have put the First Order Dreadnought, or the Manator 4 class Siege Dreadnought. This ship was featured in the latest Star Wars The Last Jedi film, and I think it's a pretty cool and ominous design, and it could be really interesting as a LEGO set. And of course, it's a relatively easy LEGO set to make. It's got the same basic shape as other Star Destroyers, which we've already seen some pretty awesome sets of. And overall, I think it could be very ominous and has some cool features of a major part from the Last Jedi series of LEGO sets. At number 4, we have the MCAD Starcruiser, also known as Home 1 from the original trilogy. It's Admiral Akbar's flagship. I put this at number 4 because even though I really want to build this set, and I would probably stand in line to get my hands on it if they ever made it, I think it's going to be a very difficult set to make out of LEGO, because unlike most other LEGO, other Star Wars ships, this is a very round ship, while most of those are very squared and triangle, much easier to make in LEGO than this one has like kind of blisters on the sides. So from that perspective, I decided to put a little bit low, because as much as I want it, I think it would be very hard to make. So, but it would still be pretty cool if they try. You know, that's how life is. And at number 3, I have the Nebulan BScode frigate, also better known as the medical frigate from the Rebellion. It's a pretty cool ship, and it's definitely plausible to make, and it's not that difficult. There are some pretty awesome mocks out there of this, and I would just really love an official set in the UCS line with this ship, because it would look really awesome, and I think I would love it. Especially I love the mocks little detail that most of them have, the Millennium Falcon hanging underneath it. That is so brilliant. There's actually a really cool video on Bricklink just regarding, not Brick, what I'm talking about. Beyond the Brick is the channel. There's a pretty cool video about it, where they have made one of the most incredible mocks of the ship I've ever seen, and I'll probably leave a link in the description, and you should really check this one out. It's so cool. At number 2, I picked something that might seem like a little bit of a surprise, but I picked the Hammerhead Corvette, and if you're not quite sure what it is, this is the one.
Full power! Reverse engines! Full power!
I picked this out of a personal sentiment, because the Hammerhead Corvette's design is actually based on the Hammerhead class cruiser, which was basically the main ship from the old Knights of the Old Republic games, and it's still part of the Star Wars The Old Republic video games. And I grew up playing those games. Those are really awesome video games, and I would just love getting to build one of these. Personally, I'd want both the Hammerhead class cruiser and the Corvette, but if I have to settle, I'd probably settle with the Corvette before the cruiser, because it's more likely, since it was actually featured in a movie, in Rogue One, of course, during the Battle of Scarif. Really awesome scene, and a nice little homage to a ship that's mainly shown, the ship type at least has mainly been shown in the video games, and I think some of them has even been in Star Wars Rebels or the Clone Wars, maybe a few episodes there. But overall, I really love this design. I think it's a really cool design, and it wakes a lot of nostalgia feeling, which is really what you want to go with sometimes. It's just a much better feeling. Now, at number 1, I have the Venator class cruiser. Because, of course, I have the Venator class cruiser. I love the playset with the Venator. I have it. I've actually recently acquired a new one I'm going to get. It's a used set. It's for a new series we're gonna make. It's gonna be really cool. But I don't really understand why this one hasn't been made into a UCS set. I think maybe they're a little bit afraid to do it. I don't understand really, but I think this would be one of the better sets that was mostly featured in Star Wars, the Clone Wars, and quite a lot in Revenge of the Sith, of course. But I think it's one of those sets that most of us really want to get our hands on, and it would be really cool. I know there are a lot of people who even take their existing playset Venators and rebuild them into a different design, so they're more sleek, more as to how they're actually represented. As of course the playset is more based on functionality as for playing. It's too fat basically. But I think that this would definitely be on my top list, one of the few sets that I might actually show up for when the store opens with the set than any other set. And that's basically why I put this as number 1, and I'm pretty sure most of you guys probably also would really want that set. So that was about my list of top 5 sets in the UCS series I really want to get my hands on. So if you like this video, leave a like, and maybe comment what you want for a UCS set. Is there something that you would rather see than any of these? Or is there something you want to see remade like the Millennium Falcon recently was? And until next time, have a good day!